Hello and welcome to Middle-Aged Geek Girl. I'm Sally. So welcome to this video in which I am doing this voiceover over a piece I coloured in. That's from the Vice Versa book from Hachette. I think you pronounce it, because it is a French company. If I pronounce it with my Australian accent, it would be Hachette. So I'm pretty sure it's Hachette. And this is one of those colour by numbers, but the image you see in the thick line is not the image that you end up colouring in. It's the opposite. And I'm using my Posca paint pens. I wanted to do a quick catch up for a number of reasons. Firstly, my self-imposed embargo on speaking about what has been going on in my life for the past couple of months has been lifted. As I said, it was a self-imposed one. And I will be talking about that. So yeah, you'll finally get to find out why I've been a bit all over the place for the last 2 months. But first, other things that have been happening in my life. I am still making the sensory pieces for, at this stage, uploading onto Etsy, and I really do want to find another platform because a lot of people in the Facebook group, I'm in an Australian Etsy sellers Facebook group, and a lot of people are saying that they're noticing that their sales are declining. I don't know if it's because in Australia we've got a federal election. By the time this is released, it will be, the next week, and everyone's doing it hard. And also I think people are protesting against American companies, and I may even have to look at holding my own or hosting my own website for selling stuff. So there's a number of things I'm still looking at, but in the meantime I'm just building up a stock. That's the best thing to do, at least if I've got stuff made, and with my ideas of people I'm approaching and stuff like that, at least I'll have a showcase for them. Also had our nephew down from Sydney over the recent school holidays, which was around Easter time, and it's always great fun when Billy comes down. He's now 15, I can't believe it, and he's just turning into, he's always been awesome, but he's just turning into an awesome human being. Always love having him down. So we got up to a lot of shenanigans whilst he was down. But enough of all of that preamble. Let's move on to the thing I know you're all waiting for, and that is what has been going on in the last 2 months that has really taken my attention away from everything I'm doing. And so it is a bit of a story, so grab your cuppa if you haven't got one already, and I hope you're enjoying the colouring also that you're seeing, and what an awesome image it is. But grab your cuppa and let's go. Many of you probably don't know that I have an older sister. I'm not sure I've ever mentioned her in the channel before because it's always been a bit of a sore point, a bit of a hard issue to bring up, because we've been estranged for 30 plus years, and that's not just with me, that was also with my parents, and we were the only two children. I'm the younger, obviously, if I said she's my older sister. But 2 months ago, after a couple of years of reaching out and trying to rebuild something, 2 months ago, my sister actually went over to visit my parents after, it's around 32 years. So I was 19 when we became estranged. So it went extraordinarily well. And of course, after she went to see my parents, we then did a family catch up like 2 days later. Because of the way we're all located, my parents are a good middle ground because we both live about an hour to an hour and a half away from our parents. And we had a big family catch up. So I met her new partner, my new brother-in-law, and her 2 daughters. I will say names. I haven't said names yet. I've just realised that, but I will say names. So my 2 nieces Stephanie and Kalina are both in their 20s, and this was the first time I met them was back early February, this 2 months ago, or it's more like 3 months ago almost. So yeah, Stephanie and Kalina. Sean is her new partner, and the reason, you're going to love this because I have pointed it out to her already. My sister's name is Karen, and I did happen to mention that when the whole, well, it's still going on, when the whole Karen phenomenon has gone on about we call difficult middle-aged people Karen, I told her I found that utterly hilarious. But she doesn't go by Karen anymore. She goes by Kaz, which was the short name that we gave each other when we were kids. It was Saz and Kaz always. And so she doesn't go by Karen. She is officially known as Kaz. So I have to get used to calling her Kaz all the time now. I have to get used to the whole thing of having my sister back. So that's why the last 2 months, and I keep saying probably another few months, I'm going to be a bit fluttery on here on YouTube. As you can imagine, after 32 years of not having any contact or anything really to do with each other, I've got my sister back, I've got a new brother-in-law, and I met my 2 nieces. And as I said, my parents have been involved in all of this too, so they've met their 2 granddaughters as well. So it's massive. You can imagine, it's just huge. And I'm really careful about what to say about, like, the whole point about the estrangement really was not the fault of my family in the sense of my mum and dad and I and Kaz, who's also my family, but I mean in the separation it was Kaz and then mum, dad and I. But from discussing and from clarification, and we've had many deep and meaningfuls in this 2 months, and we've learned a lot about both sides are being told utter lies about the other side. And again, I'm being really cautious about how I say this. Most of the people involved are dead. So I'm not really going to go much more into that. Both sides were being played. That's probably all I want to say about that side of it, because there's a lot to unpack there, and it has brought back a lot of my mental health struggles because it's triggered a lot of things that I've sort of known but never really could prove. Now I've got the proof, and that is really hard, and I'm dealing with that. Like, I got my professionals that help me with that, and that part, it still makes me just have days of just sitting on the couch because I'm so distraught about some of the bullshit that was going on. On the other side, I cannot tell you how happy I can't put it in words how big this is, how extremely happy I am. I've got my big sister back. When she walked into the house, when I saw her for the first time in a very long time, we just hugged, and it just felt like she'd left, walked out the door the day before. Those 32 years melted for us. We are back to being Kaz and Saz. Like, remember, as I said, I was 19 when we last really had anything to do with each other. So we're both adults. She's gone through all her adulting, like raising her 2 girls, my nieces, and they are just beautiful. I mean, am I biased? Probably, but I am absolutely ecstatic to know them. That's one of the things I always wanted, because when I found out Terry and I couldn't have children, I always just wanted to be an auntie, and I got that with Billy, and I've still got that with Billy, and Billy's helped shape me into being the auntie I am. And so hopefully now Steph and Kalina can also benefit out of that. I know it's a bit harder because I haven't known them from birth. Yeah, it's just trying to find that common ground and how I can almost break into their circle. I really want to. I don't want to go overboard and be constantly in their face, but part of me wants to, because I'm just so happy I've met my nieces, and I love my nieces to pieces. It's just such a wonderful and fantastic thing. So yeah, that's it. The embargo lifted. Now you know why I have been a bit flaky over the past couple of months, and will most likely continue to be a bit flaky for the next few months until it really just sort of sinks in as the norm. This is the norm family thing again. But I hope you have all enjoyed hearing what I've been up to and hearing about the happy news. So now you don't have to worry, like, what is she doing? Now you know. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's everything I want to talk about and cover for this one. I will be back soon with another video. I'm just, again, trying to organize it all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you can't think of anything to say, leave me an emoji on my happy news. Like, express how you feel in an emoji. I love to hear from you and I always respond. All the usuals, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I do have a Patreon and a Ko-fi set up if you're interested in helping the channel. I also have an Etsy store as well as a Zazzle store and a RedBubble store if you are interested in anything I create and want to buy something that way. But until next time, everybody, please stay safe, stay weird, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.